responded via Bill Cosby's IG in regards to the Gayle King situation when it related to Kobe and the Lisa Leslie interview.
News networks are known for using any and all available material to keep viewers interested, creating controversy, and presenting a brief story as if it were the most important one. And occasionally, this can cause emotional harm to someone. A victim of the media maelstrom herself, Camille Cosby believes the networks are exploiting her and her family's personal issues for political advantage. In addition, Camille made some thought-provoking remarks and possibly forewarned us about Oprah Winfrey. The TV producer has also spoken out against Kobe Bryant's family, begging them to keep him safe from any predators.
Who has suddenly lost a spouse, child, or loved one intensely knows the emotional, penetrating traumas of that kind of shock. I certainly do.
In order to comprehend the current situation, we must first look back. Do you require any other details? We'll supply them. On January 26th, supporters remembered Kobe Bryant's 4th death anniversary with sadness. The NBA player, his daughter Gianna Bryant, and 7 other people were inside the helicopter when it crashed. Acceptance of the victims' deaths is increasingly challenging. The media was in shock, while everyone else was crying. Apprehension over falling behind other news sources. One channel went too far in trying to take advantage of this. After Kobe Bryant's rehabilitation, WNBA player Lisa Leslie spoke with Gayle King, raising expectations that they would learn more about their idol's legendary position. The crowd knew that Kobe's achievements would be honored, but many were taken aback when the reporter mentioned the accusations against him from 2003. A news article from over 20 years ago stated that the NBA player was taken into custody following a little girl's accusation. Bryant lodged at the hotel where the girl worked, and following a drawn-out 14-month legal struggle, the accuser withdrew her claims. The accusation altered many people's opinion of the Lakers' superstar, even though the case was resolved and Bryant did not enter a guilty plea. The athlete wouldn't have wanted the public to know about the event, even if it was being discussed. The supporters would be incensed, of course. Gayle King was the public's object of intense criticism. The TV celebrity realized that her career might end permanently if she didn't apologize. King blamed CBS for the error, claiming that if they hadn't modified and uploaded the video, the outcome would not have been what it was. The host admitted that if she had only seen that portion of the interview, she too would not be happy. "I know that I would be really angry with myself too if I had only seen the clip that you saw," she continued. "I'm angry, ashamed, and horrified all at once." King went on to claim that she was not satisfied with how the essay came out. The celebrity continued to attempt to spin the media outlet's criticism of her by saying, "I had no idea that my network had posted a clip from a very in-depth interview that had been completely misconstrued. That perspective makes it quite surprising." The presenter went on to state that other topics were also discussed throughout the session. In addition to his career, it discussed Bryant's extraordinary sense of humor, his efforts to help young players in need, and his own goals for the future. She went on to explain that she was ecstatic with the interview. The audience's response to Gayle's explanation was not quite unanimous. Many people applauded and supported the host when she faced criticism after falling prey to the media outlet. It was good that the celebrity spoke up for herself, according to those who supported her. Alongside Gayle, they raised hashtags like #Hashim. In a statement, the CBS channel expressed regret for the sampling and said it did not accurately capture the spirit and tone of the entire discussion. Oprah Winfrey also showed no self-control. She publicly backed her friend. Winfrey referred to the response to Gayle as hateful and misogynistic. She gave an explanation of her closest friend's illness and expressed empathy for those who were hurt by her inquiries. "I can understand how some people may be really incensed if they believed Gayle was only harassing Lisa Leslie for a response, even though it's evident that nothing happened. It's been 2 days since she slept, but she'll be all right." Numerous additional people, some of whom were well known, supported Kobe Bryant. The public thought the star's charges from the media were excessively immoral and cowardly. Snoop Dogg approached her because the rapper was unable to defend himself. He said that Gayle was contacting her out of the blue and accused her of attempting to damage the athlete's name. Camille Cosby was reminded of her own situation when this subject was the subject of widespread online discussion. She recalled the occasions when the press had attempted to ruin her husband's reputation and delve into her family's personal affairs. She was unable to remain silent, so she spoke up and offered some divisive recommendations. Bryant's family could relate to the positive qualities of Bill Cosby. She stood up for them by pointing out that the media was still attacking the bereaved family members. She also brought attention to the differences in the field. Claiming to have experienced similar things with her boyfriend, Camille told her fans on her husband's Instagram account. "History is replayed multiple times," she claimed. Camille carried on her talk about how racial disparity makes it harder for artists to succeed in the business sector and how the media is always ready to blame them. The majority of mainstream media is fixated on persistent stereotypes about people of color. I will just discuss African Americans for the purposes of this comment, and persistent, unverified allegations that black men are violent, deviant black bucks.
Relentless stereotypical portrayals of people of color.
The contributor went on to remark that their communicators are too willing to spread the specific horrible racist images that permanently stigmatize black guys. The media's recent attempts to malign Mr. Kobe Bryant have created history by bringing up an old and proven complaint that was written off as plainly nasty and parasitic. Furthermore, the media's multitude of messengers partake in this repulsive conduct and show disrespect for Mr. Bryant's wife, kids, and family.
Messengers are all too enthusiastically ready to disseminate the particular horrific racist imageries that are forever the demonizations of black men.
Anyone who has suddenly lost a spouse, child, or a loved one intensely knows the emotional, penetrating traumas of that kind of shock, Cosby said, establishing a genuine connection with the Kobe family. "I definitely do." The interview infuriated Bill Cosby, who made the decision to come out while he was behind bars. Bill shared his controversial opinion that successful black men are undermined by black women in a tweet. He expressed his pain and shock in a letter about how wealthy black women are still being used to disparage wealthy black men, even after they have passed away. Do these folks require notoriety, wealth, or approval? Thank you so much on behalf of Camille, my family, and me. My sincere condolences go out to the families of Michael Jackson and Kobe. I hope their impact will last a lifetime. The fact that affluent black men's reputation and character are being tarnished by successful black women even after they pass away is incredibly depressing and tragic. The remarks made by Bill Cosby's spouse reveal how resentful she was of the way the press handled her and how much she yearned for recognition. She even expressed her opinions on her husband's account. First of all, it is more popular and originated from the individual who, having been charged similarly, is not present to defend themselves. It's important to understand why Camille lost her temper so much throughout the interview. What became of her family? In what way did the media contribute to it? We are now going to examine it closely. The Cosby family has gone through a significant deal of grief throughout their lifetime. Throughout the 1960s, Bill Cosby was frequently accused of acting inappropriately. But in the end, he was found guilty in 2015. In relation to Andrea Constance's 2004 claim, he was charged. Bill received a prison term of 3 to 10 years in 2018. Nevertheless, the ruling was reversed in 2021. After 3 years in prison and almost 10 years of legal battles, Bill Cosby was released from prison. Kay was Bill and Camille's son at the time of the crime. When Ennis was 27 years old, he was changing the tire on his car when he was shot and killed by robbers in Los Angeles. The parents and their daughter Erin haven't always had an easy connection. With Bill Cosby's assistance, Mark Whitaker wrote a biography of the performer. He discussed the tumultuous relationship, bringing up Erin's drug use as a teenager and the fact that she informed her parents she was leaving during her second year of college. Whitaker claims that the parents made the decision for their daughter to have to experience life's lessons the hard way. During a 1989 interview, Cosby elaborated to the Los Angeles Times, "It can be argued that family members provided confidential information to the media. One of the worst catastrophes is losing your child, who might have provided sensitive information to the media. One of the worst catastrophes a parent may experience is losing a kid. They had only one son, him. Bill and Camille have had long, healthy lives. But none could have predicted that their child would die at such an early age. The parents' situation might have become more difficult as a result of their fights with their daughter. They had to defend Bill from the accusations made against him during the entire ordeal. The family would have been quite angered by the situation. Instead, they required solid relationships and support from one another. But the media also attempted to disprove that. You truly were able to hear clearly. Rumors that Bill Cosby and his wife would file for divorce surfaced in the media upon his release from prison. Reports that Camille and her husband had broken up started to surface in the media when she was spotted in Manhattan without a ring on her finger. Camille was residing in a New York City townhouse with her spouse at the time. Camille remained silent when questioned about the veracity of the reports. This heightened the conjectures even further. Cosby's agent, Andrew Wyatt, refuted the reports, saying, "I know many people who don't wear rings and they haven't worn them in 30 years. Given that Mr. and Mrs. Cosby have been blissfully married for 57 years and counting, it's humorous." The actor added, "I just got a fresh haircut for this birthday dinner tonight," to Daily Mail. "It's a man's world," as James Brown famously observed, but it wouldn't be the same without Mrs. Camille Cosby. The spokesperson likened witnessing the couple's reunion to witnessing teenage love. He said the family had been united ever since she touched him and whispered, "Billy, my dear Camille." They have exerted every effort to enable Bill Cosby to at last experience love and comfort in his own house. Because he didn't want his family to view him as a prisoner, Bill has forbidden them from seeing him while he is in custody. Thus, it was purportedly the first time the family had gotten together since Bill's incarceration. Bill has been receiving care from Camille and the home staff, and visitors have not stopped coming. When Wyatt had first learned about Bill's release, he remembered that the news had seemed too significant to discuss with anybody outside of himself. He said, "I didn't tell anyone because it's been such a roller coaster and so many people have come with information indicating that he won't be found guilty, convicted, or given a sentence. It drains you psychologically and emotionally." Upon eventually learning the news, Camille expressed disbelief by saying, "No, we need to check this." Even with the media's persistent skepticism regarding the Cosbys' marital status, the couple has stayed devoted to one another. Bill is 86 years old and his wife is 79. Since 1964, they have stayed together throughout their marriage. In many cases, we weren't even born yet. For the same reasons that Bill Cosby expressed, 50 Cent has attacked Oprah Winfrey for black women utilizing men of their own race to gain notoriety. Rapper Oprah faced criticism from the rapper for her documentaries that exposed the misbehavior of African American men in the entertainment industry. He pointed out that she was disregarding the as bad, if not worse, actions taken by the white guys on her list. The rapper shared photos of Oprah Winfrey with Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, and Russell Simmons on Instagram. The producer also produced or sponsored movies on all of these subjects. He also captioned photos with statements such, "I don't understand why Oprah is chasing black men. Russell Simmons and Michael Jackson are the only people in attendance, not Harvey Weinstein or Harvey Epstein. I'm depressed about this S." Is it accurate to say that Oprah has no idea how this S is evolving? Moreover, 50 Cent implied that money and ratings have a greater influence on the talk show presenter than fairness and compassion. Camille Cosby's supporters stuck by her side while she battled injustice in her industry. They promised to stand with her family through all of its hardships, past and present. They also criticized Gayle and Oprah Winfrey, who stood by her, for their lack of concern for other people's suffering. One individual complimented Mrs. Cosby for her thoughtful and logical remark on the vile and repulsive display of predatory journalism. Oprah and Gail had no compassion for the suffering of others. That was terrible and irresponsible, to put it simply. Upon reading the comment, Mrs. Cosby, I want to thank you, some of Gail's admirers thought she was just parodying Oprah. I hope this gets to Gail. Miss O is an African-American woman about whom I could not give a damn. You've already moved on to wherever it is that Gail went. This was all for today. Thanks for watching.